We wanted to test the response time and mixing efficiency of our system using the different mixing chambers available to us, a T-jet strainer, an inline static mixer, a combination of both, and a control with no mixing chamber. We used white vinegar as a pH indicator, which represented our chemical in the system, and pH test strips to determine the pH values over time.
We tested the pH in 4 different locations on the sprayer. The 2 center nozzles are both a medium length from the mixing point and will tell us if the mixing is at least symmetrical. Nozzle 1 is the furthest from the mixing point at 198 inches, and nozzle 4 represents the closest point at 154 inches.
We developed a protocol for a bench test and also tested it on the back of a tractor. First, we set up the sprayer so it could run while not attached to a tractor, using a 220-volt motor to turn the pump's shaft. We filled the vinegar and water tanks, calibrated the chemical flow meter to 0.36 gallons per minute, and set the pressure regulator to 30 psi. Then we ran water through the lines until a pH strip came up neutral. At the start of the experiment, the water is running continuously.
The chemical is injected as soon as the line is connected to the outlet valve on the chemical tank, so that was when our timer started. One person attached the chemical and started the timer, calling out every 5 seconds up to 30 seconds. At each interval, the tester stationed at the 4 locations would dip a pH strip under the flow and lay it down on the test paper. After the 30 seconds, they would compare their run strips to the color key, then transcribe the data from all 4 locations to a master data sheet.
Data collectors switched locations between runs and did not sit in the same location for the same mixing setup. We used Google's random number generator to decide the order that we tested each mixing type.
pH test strips are most accurate immediately after getting wet. The color changes as it dries, so there is some error inherent in the time delay. But since this was equal across the board and was performed the same way each time, it still let us compare the mixing types between each other.
For context, a calibrated laboratory pH probe measured the tap water from our source at a pH of 6.14, well below the 7 and 7.5 values that showed up when it was tested with the strips.
We also made sure that our sprayer would run while attached to one of the department's tractors. We were able to get the pump onto the PTO shaft and secured, and mount the sprayer using the 3-point hitch. This field test gave us insight into how to improve our design to make it easier to operate. It also let us see our prototype in action.